everyone, and welcome to Mind Monday. This is a weekly series of short lessons designed specifically to help you improve yourself, improve your daily life, find motivation, and find courage to pursue your life's dreams and be your best self, all in less than a coffee break. My name is Egle Vaite, and I am here to take you on a journey of self-discovery. I'm just like you, so if I did it, you can do it too. This week, I want to dedicate a special episode for all women and girls out there. I think not enough people talk about self-development for women and how it is different for us. People always talk about women in business or women in politics, about successful women and how great that is, but we rarely talk about how to get there and how it is different for us to get there than it is for men. And that's not just because of unequal rights or glass ceiling or how others see us. It's because journey in self-development are fundamentally different for us than they are for men. You all know by now that I truly believe that the only way to achieve success is to work on yourself and become the person you need to be to get there. It's never what you do, it's who you are. And I don't think it is recognized how different these journeys can be for men and women. Obviously, these journeys are impacted by many factors, not just the gender, but gender is an important factor and it needs to be addressed. I recognize and respect each individual journey regardless of what gender you are or what gender you identify as. This episode is not about how life is harder for women, it's about how the journey is different. And that difference I will discuss in this episode and in the following episode next week. Initially, I intended to put it all in this one episode. However, there is just too much that needs to be said. So I will divide this into 2 episodes. And today I will look at how our physiology impacts our self-development. So basically, I want to talk about the elephant in the room, periods. Honestly, if someone had told me years ago that periods are what makes me crazy once a month, I could have easily shaved off a few years of my healing from depression. And I mean it in the nicest possible way, but it is true. And the first most important thing to realize here is that it is okay. I struggled a lot with it, mostly because I couldn't understand what was going on with me. Every time I felt I was making so much progress in my journey and that I could feel myself climbing out of that deep, dark hole that depression is, all of a sudden, like a freaking hammer to my head, something would knock me back down. Out of nowhere, all these negative emotions would rise up. I'd be crying for no reason, and I would be scared because I didn't know why. It made me feel so helpless because I thought that the illness was bigger than me, that it was stronger than me, that I didn't stand a chance, and that it would never go away. It took me years of back and forth to finally overcome it, to heal and to rise from it. And only all those years later, when I noticed that still sometimes I feel really emotional for no reason, I started noticing a pattern, and finally I put 2 and 2 together. It is a physiological fact that hormones race through our body when we are about to or when we're getting our periods. There's no actual medical explanation though as to why it makes us so emotional. But it does, and it affects everyone differently. But just knowing and acknowledging it already helps. So let me share how periods basically impact my self-development for me and how I deal with it. So first of all, pain. Sometimes the pain is so bad I can't even walk, not even talking about exercising. And try to meditate when it feels like someone is shuffling through your insides with hot iron. Secondly, weight. I don't know if it's the case for absolutely everybody, but I do know that for me and quite a lot of my friends, it is a fact. You always put a bit of additional weight when you're on your period. Don't ask me where that weight comes from. I just know it always happens and it always goes away as soon as it is over. However, before I realized this, it used to be incredibly discouraging when trying to achieve my body image goals. It's like all of a sudden one morning I wake up, look at the mirror, and I see myself as fat. And I step on a scale and I prove myself right. I put on an extra kilo. And this brings me to the third and the last point, emotions and hormones. In reality, I didn't get fat. You could never even tell if you looked at me that I put an extra kilo. It was all in my head. But because of the hormones and the emotional Molotov cocktail in my head, it made me feel like that extra kilo was worth about 15. And if you're feeling that way while trying to lose weight, you instantly feel like you're sliding back and that nothing you're doing is working, that it's all for nothing, and you might feel like giving up. I felt like giving up. And I'm an advocate of positive thought and positive affirmations, but when you have all that hormonal hurricane racing through your head, positive thoughts and positive affirmations don't always come so easy. You might need 10 times more effort to see yourself as beautiful or smart or capable or successful. It brings up all those things you're still working on, all those issues you've not dealt with, and sometimes even the ones you think you might have dealt with already. And it throws it all right into your face. So what do? My advice is take a break. It's okay to pamper yourself once in a while and to reward yourself for how far you've already gone. It's really, really important to acknowledge to yourself that you're not sliding backwards. You're not losing anything. You're just accepting your body and its needs. Treat yourself to something nice, like a piece of cake or watch a nice movie. Just make sure you pick something positive. You don't need more depressing thoughts in your head right now. And tell yourself this is natural. This is life, and this does not by any means put you at a disadvantage. Don't stamp on a scale during this period if it will discourage you. Look at the mirror and tell yourself you love you no matter what. Tell yourself that you're beautiful. Do as many nice things for yourself as you can. Try to do as many things that make you happy as you can. Even if it doesn't seem like it's productive or it's working towards your goals, it actually is, because you're allowing you to be yourself and accept the situation for what it is. Sometimes I still cry during my periods for no reason at all. I just can't help it. So when that happens, I let myself cry, and I tell myself that the reason I'm crying is because I'm just so happy or so grateful, and then I find a thing that I'm happy or grateful for. I know it sounds ridiculous, it sounds dumb, but it helps. So this has been a pretty long talk, but I feel like it needed to be said. It's so important to love yourself for who you are and accept yourself as you are. And that's all for this week. Thank you very much for watching or listening. And if you enjoyed this episode, please hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. Please let me know in the comments if you ever encounter these kinds of difficulties yourselves, or if you know someone who does. Please share your experiences. I would really love to hear them. Next week, we will carry on talking about women and self-development, and we'll address the sociological and psychological aspect of this journey and how it makes it different for us. Thank you once again. I hope you have a fantastic week. I will see you all again next week. Same place, same time. And remember, you improve your life by improving one day at a time.